guys, this is Editing Meredith. So in the last couple of episodes, we've alluded to some tech issues that we've been having. And one of those issues is our stuff just not recording what we're saying. So we are going to jump right in because it skipped over our intro, which was super fun of the recording software to do. So we missed our whole beginning. So we're going to jump right in with Casey explaining what she did this weekend. That's kind of what we're starting the episode with. And then we're jumping into talking about first dates. So, and throughout the episode, you'll hear us singing that, like, I think I like this little life, because we kept saying that every time it would cut out. So that's kind of just the theme of this episode, was like, well, frick, this just wasn't really working very well. So anyways, we're just going to jump right on in. So with that, welcome back to It's Been Forever.
Hey, it's Casey.
I'm Meredith.
And this is Kiara.
And we're three best friends in a long-distance relationship.
We've learned some valuable lessons along the way over the last 10 years of being friends.
Now let's get to it, because
So I don't know if you guys do. You may or may not know this. I am currently with child.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay. Didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah, thank you.
we're aware.
Yeah.
We're aware.
Okay. Just making sure. So Bryce and I are trying to do all the fun things before we are no longer a family of two, and then we become a family of three, right? Because once you're a family of three, there's like a kid, and then like stuff gets tough. So we went to Washington, and we hung out with our dear friends Lexi and Sean.
Fun!
Shout out.
Wow, they've been getting a lot of shout outs, I'm not going to lie. Rightfully so, but love that.
I know. Well, so Lexi got a shout out before for recommending me a book that I really loved, and then you read, by the same author. Again, her name just
Emily Henry. Why do I always remember that? But
thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't remember. Thank you. I'm so glad you always remember. So I bought that book because we went back to the same bookstore. So it's super cute where they live, and I bought that same book, Kiara, that you have.
Oh, nice.
What book?
Book lovers. But also, this whole time,
I'm gonna agree because don't remember the title.
Pretty sure it's that.
Yeah.
This whole time, I thought you were meaning Washington, as in the DFC, not the state. So I'm catching back up now. It's making more sense.
Okay, because when I said earlier I went to Washington, you looked at me like I was psycho.
Well, because I was like, you were all the way on
and
this
I was like,
side
it's a neighboring state
of the country.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I also heard like DC, and then but I quickly was like, wait a minute, no, she's probably more realistic this state.
No, my brain wasn't working.
Yeah, not Washington DC, Washington the state.
Makes more sense.
Anyway, so makes a lot more sense. So anyway, we went up there. I got another book by Emily Henry. Now I remember the title or the author. And it was super sweet. Lexi got me like a little care package baby, like super cute clothes, like onesies and just different stuff. And she got me another book too, not by Emily Henry. Don't remember. Bryce, can you look at the book really quick and tell me who's it by?
This one?
Yeah.
Thanks, Bray.
Allie Hazelwood.
Huh?
Allie Hazelwood.
Allie Hazelwood.
Never heard of her.
And the book is called
Check and Mate.
Check and Mate.
Sounds great.
She's read it. She said it's super good. Every time she says, yeah, this book's really good, you should read it. I mean, all of twice so far.
Great.
I have not been disappointed. So anyway, so we spent the weekend with them. It's kind of funny. Like when we drove up there, there's this not really a back way, but there's just two ways that you can go to their house. They live on like an island, and there's a bridge you can take. Or you can take the ferry, which is super cool. However, the ferry is on a scheduled time. And if you get there at the wrong time, then you got to sit and you got to wait for the ferry. So Bryce and I, we were supposed to take the bridge to the island. We're going to just blame it on GPS.
Yeah.
But we were definitely like jamming out, listening to music,
Yeah.
not paying, like,
Yeah.
we're just driving on the same road basically the whole time. We're going like on the 5 going north. So we're going hard, not
Mhm.
thinking. And then we look around and we're like, I don't think we're in the right place.
Yeah.
I don't think this is right. So I called Lexi and I was like, hey, I think I'm doing this wrong. And she's like, okay, send me your location. And so her and Sean are listening to it and we're on speakerphone. And she was like, ooh, yeah, this
Yeah.
is, yeah, you guys are, you missed where you should have gone on the bridge. So we ended up taking the ferry. Super fun. However, we could have potentially made the 8:15 ferry, missed it.
Yep.
Because why would we make it? And then the next ferry didn't leave until
No.
9:20. So Bryce and I got there
No.
20,
That's so annoying.
and we sat and
An
freaking waited for this
hour.
ferry, and we felt so bad because we were like, we were supposed to get there
Yeah.
literally like way before then. So by the time you actually get on the ferry, and then the ferry takes you across the island, yeah, we didn't get there like
Shoot.
at the time at all. We said we were
No.
like we weren't already gonna get there at the time we said we were gonna get there, but then it was like
Yeah.
extra
Right.
bad. But taking the ferry, like you drive your car
Yeah.
on the ferry, like it was really cool. Like,
There's a
that
reason Derek
was-
Shepard loves
that was
ferry
super
boats.
awesome. And then
Oh,
Or
yeah.
loved past tense.
I was
Stop. Don't even. Don't even. That was mean.
but I was like looking at the Ferris wheel. You could see the Space Needle. Like it was fun. Like so, basically, we drove to Seattle and then like went across the ferry. And no, it was super fun. And so, besides that whole thing, when we got there, we hung out. They had like a bunch of drinks. She really likes. You guys have had Poppies, right?
Mhm.
It's like an alternative soda. So they came out with this new flavor called mixed berry. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but I'm gonna kind of call Lexi out a little bit. She's like obsessed with Poppies. She like
Oh my
pre-ordered
gosh.
the new
That-
flavor.
that sounds so
Actually
Lexi.
incredible.
And actually though,
Really?
it's literally the best thing ever.
Okay.
So I was
So
like,
it's worth
yeah.
the
And she got
hype.
like Tall Boys. She got Tall Boy mixed berry. So we're all sitting
Tall
there at like
Boys.
10:30 at night by this point, drinking Tall Boy
Wow.
mixed berry poppies.
that.
So good.
Dang.
And then they made brownies
Nice.
and we had ice cream.
That sounds
And it
really
was great.
cute.
And then guys, listen, Lexi was like, hey, do you want to go to a yoga class with me tomorrow? And I was like, I probably should get my booty out of bed. So we went to yoga class, and then P.S. it was a hot yoga class. And then that morning I looked up, I was like, should pregnant ladies take hot
Right.
yoga?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Yeah. Because
still
it's,
went.
It's
Okay.
fine.
At that point, like
It's the same as like you shouldn't
that's
be in like a
fine. Like,
hot tub too long or
I'm
take
not-
a hot bath. But I've taken plenty of hot
Yeah.
baths and I think my baby's
Yeah.
fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so this is also a portion that got kind of cut out. So we've transitioned from hot yoga to talking about Casey's trip to the Starbucks Reserve, and Kiera and her were trying to figure out if they went there during choir tour. So that's this part.
I know that you said, didn't we go?
This was like when you guys were on choir tour, right?
Yes.
yeah.
So we went to the original Starbucks to ever exist, which is in Seattle, and it's on Pike's Place, which is what they call coffee. Actually, one of the like brands of coffee they have is called Pike's Place, which is the road that it's on, which is kind of cute. I just put 2 and 2 together today.
Yes.
But we have a picture of us standing outside the original Starbucks, and I'm wearing this like bright green tribal print tank.
You know what's funny? I kid you not. I downloaded something. I'm going to send it in our chat, and this is from that day. And I actually think we're outside of it. So anyways,
No, when we're like pointing up at a sign. But anyway, so that was the original Starbucks that we went to. But Starbucks Reserve is essentially like this really, really big operation where they like roast all the beans there, and you can kind of see the whole process of how it works. It's like open and exposed, and they sell certain things that you can only buy at the Starbucks Reserve. They make certain drinks that you can only get at the Starbucks Reserve, and it
Yeah.
was yes, Kira, that is it. That is
Yep.
it. And I'm wearing that tribal print shirt. That is yuck. And I'm drinking a Frappuccino. Like, grow up. What are you doing? Anyway, sorry.
It's okay. You're allowed to drink
Nope.
a frappuccino.
No, I'm not.
If you're
Not
listening and you like
anymore.
frappuccinos, that's okay. Do you remember we went to Sioux City Mall? I still remember this. And Bryce got a caramel frappuccino, but he didn't want to carry it around the store.
Yeah,
That's
So he
funny.
had me carry it around.
You're
He's come a
right.
long way
Well, I
since
mean, to
then.
be fair,
Drink
I'm
what
also
you
drinking
like. Come a long
Frappuccino
way.
in this exact
Drink what you like.
photo. A JCF.
Yeah.
Java
Just know that I've grown up a lot since this Frappuccino moment. But anyway, when we went to Starbucks Reserve, we got an affogato, which is
ice cream, right?
like espresso
Yeah.
over gelato, or ice cream or whatever, and it was divine. And they had like 3 different beans that you could choose from. There was one from Costa Rica, there was one from just like their own blend or whatever, and then there was another one from like some other fun place. So we got a latte as well, and it was super fun, like just kind of sitting there and like seeing all the things that they have to offer. And it was just really cool.
That
And
actually
you
is
kind of
pretty
learn the
neat.
story of Starbucks, and I liked it.
That's
I
cool.
liked it.
Nice.
And they also
Did you stay overnight at their
have-
house?
Yes.
Like this wasn't all in one day.
No, this was, so we got there Friday night, and then we stayed Saturday night
That's
as well, and then we
fun.
left Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
They also had like this bar, and they probably had the world's best espresso martinis.
I
but
love an
didn't
espresso
have
martini.
one. I was looking at people drinking their stuff, and I was like so
Okay.
jealous. Kira, quit.
I know. I'm paying it.
Either
I'm
pay attention or
assuming.
don't. Look at what she's
I'm paying
doing right
attention.
now.
See, my eyes.
Man.
Sierra,
Okay, these are gonna
This
get.
is
These
why-
are gonna
I
get
know.
posted.
I know.
Yes.
this is why in our clips
know,
you're
I'm
not
sorry.
paying attention. You
I
don't know what's
always
going
needed-
on.
Something. Okay.
I'm scolding you.
Focusing. Sorry.
Eye contact.
I know
Okay,
they
well,
should. It's
these are
kinda
going to get
funny.
posted now because this people need.
Yeah.
So Kira's not paying attention. Okay, she
She's
sent a photo
photoshopping.
to us, and then when you hold a photo down and it highlights just the people in the photos. That's what she did, and then she's putting me and her in all of these random places.
I'm gonna put us on the beach later tonight. I'm done. Yep, done.
Okay, but you're done for right now. You are done. Okay. But anyway, so Starbucks Reserve, super fun, and I would totally go back. However, it was so busy, you guys. Like, I'm sure everyone who works
Oh, I'm
there is
sure.
probably like overwhelmed all the time. But there was like,
yeah.
you could tell there was so many tourists, like tourists as in like not from this country type of
Oh, wow.
situation. Like it was popping.
So next time we're in Seattle.
So anyway, yeah, next time we were in Seattle, and then Sunday we went to a coffee shop and we played games,
Fun.
and it was so much fun.
Fun.
You guys, like it was
I
just
like
a
that.
really fun, relaxing weekend, and it's just crazy because we're like, okay, bye, and they're like, well, next time we see you, you're gonna be like freaking parents, and I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
I know, what the heck?
It's wild.
I know. It's literally so wild. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what I did this weekend. What did you guys do?
So Noah was gone all weekend.
Oh boy.
So I single parented this puppy. And it was a rude awakening because I was like, if this is this hard, how hard's it gonna be to raise this freaking baby? There were just so many times where I was like, I'd go to the bathroom
yeah.
and I'm like, can you leave me alone for 2 seconds? And then I'm like, oh, that's what moms feel. Like that's like a mom thing. But while Noah was gone, I started, I don't know if I talked about this on the pod, but I started A Court of Thorns and Roses
Yeah.
like back in January.
Yeah.
And it was just like kind of hard for me to get into. I'm not a reader at all. I think the last time I like was hardcore into a series, it was either Hunger Games or Divergent, like those series is like in high school. It's been a hot sec since I've been like, oh, I can't put this book down.
Sorry, this is so random, but did you guys ever read The Uglies?
No.
Like the Ugly series?
No.
Does that ring a bell to any of you guys? Dang.
No.
Okay, if you're listening out there and you know what I'm talking about,
Right into It's
Right
been
in
forever
email.
pod
right?
at gmail.com.
Tell me about that experience. Oh my gosh. Like I would read that book series again. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Okay. I'd love to hear about it sometime. But so anyways,
No, you wouldn't.
Don't lie.
the first book, so A Court of Thorns and Roses, it was just kind of hard for me to get into. Also, I knew a pretty big plot twist. Like, are you guys
Yeah,
planning on
ruin it.
reading it? Can I like ruin something for you?
No,
Okay. If you're
Skip
planning
ahead
on
a
reading
little.
this series and you don't want to know this, skip ahead like 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes.
10
I don't think-
minutes.
maybe 5 minutes. So her love interest in the first book is not her love
Ooh.
interest in the second book. There's like
Gotcha.
something that happens
Okay.
that makes us all hate him. And so I went into that book
Gotcha.
knowing to not get attached. I went into that book knowing to like,
Distance yourself.
you know, that
Sure.
she's not going to end up with him in the long run. Which was good because I think I would be really
Uh-oh.
devastated at the spot where I am right now. So I got
Gotcha.
probably halfway through that book. The book is like 400 some pages total. I read 200 pages in probably 2 months.
Yeah.
Like it just was like a slow chug through it. And then Friday and Saturday I finished
Wait,
the book,
and
the
those-
rest of the 200
Oh,
pages.
wow.
Could not put
good
it down.
job.
Could not put it down. It was so good.
Oh, okay.
So much so that before, like, I had probably 100 pages left on Saturday, and I was like, it's 2:00. I'm finishing the sucker today.
Oh
I'm
my
going on Amazon and ordering the
gosh.
second book right now. And it was free overnight shipping, so it came on Sunday.
Whoa.
Mara.
So,
No.
yes.
And you started reading it.
Yes. By the time I got home from
That's
church,
pretty
it was already
impressive.
on my front porch. So I've started it. I'm already a decent chunk into the second book, and let me tell you, I'm officially hooked. Which Casey and I, we shared this in that, like, I hate that I like something that is so basic and mainstream. I don't want to
Yeah.
like
Amen.
this as much as I do, which is why it took me a long time
Like
to jump onto
everyone.
it because
Yeah.
like I was seeing girls posting about it, like, and I was like, oh my gosh, enough. Like, I get it. It's good. There's a reason why everyone and their
Okay.
sister are reading this book.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
See, I have had the book for a while and I just couldn't get past the first like 50 pages, so I gave it to my sister for Christmas. So now
You
I'm
re-gifted
thinking-
it. Did
I
she know
did.
that?
No.
Honestly, you should get it back and read
Should
it because
I?
it gets it's slow. It's a slow burn, but then it
Okay.
gets really good. And people give it a lot of flack that it's basically like fairy smut. It is pretty racy, but it's not quite. I think people built it up to be a lot skankier than it is.
I probably
like a
read
couple.
books.
There's a couple
same
sex
level.
scenes, but if you read like Colleen Hoover books, it's pretty comparable.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I'm gonna steal it back then if it's that good. I just
yeah,
couldn't get over the hump, and I struggle with slow burn because my attention span is the size of a peanut. So I just
What?
can't-
Wait, what?
yeah. What? Hence the Photoshop
Wait,
pictures that you
what?
were just sending.
Yeah, I know it's a shocker. It's a shocker to us all that my brain doesn't. Yeah, I'm fine. It's fine. But I'm gonna
No,
get it back,
and my-
Carissa. If you're listening, gift it to me for Christmas when you're done.
So in book 2 has like different parts, and I just finished part 1 and I'm on to part 2 now. And my sister said when she read through this whole series, she started when I started and she's already finished with the whole, there's 5 books.
Oh shoot!
They're big too. They're like big.
They're- and
big.
Yeah,
they're
they're
thick. Like
thick.
the second book is like over 500 pages, is 5 something. It's like big, but she said from here on out is when she couldn't put the series down. Like, I'm over the hump of the like of any sort of it being slow. She said like from here on out you will not be able to put these books down.
Dang.
So
Lexi was actually reading part of the series when we were there, and she bought
Oh, yeah?
the next book. I don't remember which one it was.
before she even finished it.
Yeah,
probably.
because she's like, well, I have
Yeah.
200 pages left, and I know by this point I'm already going to be done with it, so I want to make sure that I have the next one queued up
Yeah.
and ready to go.
yes.
So it
What a
must be
life that
good that
is.
you need to be ahead of it before you're done.
Yeah.
because-
And I'm not a reader, guys. Reading as like ADHD, I can't focus. Like my attention is always on something else. Not with this book. Not with this series.
Dang.
It's
It cured
very
your
good.
ADHD.
if that's not
It's-
a plug,
I'm
I
sure-
don't know what is.
Yeah. If a
That's
neurodivergent person can read this book, you can too.
Divergent.
There you go. Yeah,
Divergent.
Q divergent.
I'm Q divergent.
Hmm.
So, anyways, that's what my weekend looked like. Kira, what was
Yeah,
your weekend?
top that, Kiera.
I
Top it.
Yeah, Key.
I don't think I can, to be honest, because I didn't have a ton going on.
I think you had one significant event.
I had one significant event.
What?
I don't know.
Didn't you watch the episode?
Oh, yeah. I was like,
Oh.
what am I crying about? She's
And
drawing.
I'm like,
I was
Kiera,
motioning,
I was like, are
crying.
you okay, Kiera?
I know. I was thinking through everything in my life. I was
No,
like,
sorry.
what could it be? Yeah, I did. I also did it during work hours, which was stupid. So I watched So Meredith and I are in this essentially the same part in Grey's. If you've been following along for a while, we love Grey's Anatomy, and we're rewatching it. Excuse me. And we're at the point where Derek dies, and I watched it at work. Cried my little eyes out. I didn't cry as hard as the first time, as much as that video that we posted.
Okay, like quick
but
time
I
out.
was tearing
How
up.
are you watching
What?
this at work? Like what? Like
Valid question. I have it on my phone, like on the side while I'm like designing. Like I always am listening or watching because, like, again, I can't sit and not listen or do anything. Like I need an
Yeah.
additional thing to help
Like,
me
it's-
get through.
but it's like okay that you're doing that.
Sure. I mean, it's
Okay.
not like anybody's telling me to not to. If you're listening, if you're my boss and you're listening and I can't do that, please let me know in my next one-on-one. No, but I mean, it's chill as long as it's not like affecting my work, which it's not. Well, maybe in the moment it was because I was literally like
Because you're sobbing.
bawling, but so that happened. I do have an update on my DMs. This is a reference to an episode way at the beginning of season 1 where it's called JP Sachs slid into Kiera's DM. So I'm just going to shout out this episode. So go back and refer to that.
Which, spoiler alert, that's what that episode is about.
If you can already tell from
I know.
the
You know, when I
title.
was titling it, you
You
guys,
get-
I tried to think, how can I really like
right.
a good clickbait that like isn't true? But
Mhm.
the truth is that's just
The
couldn't be
truth
any more
is, that's
true.
what happened.
Yeah.
That is the truth. That is what happened, and I'm gonna get the exact episode number for you. But pretty much on Wednesday, I went to his concert. Okay, this is our 9th episode, August
JP
2023. JP Sachs slid into Kiera's DMs. I had to say it again just for dramatic purposes, but
we get it. We
'Cause you
get it.
love saying
yeah, we get it. Well, okay. I go to his concert. Mind you, I'm already on a high from the previous week. I went to see Lainey twice. So I'm already
Back
on a
to back
high.
nights.
Oh, I was thinking Lainey Wilson. I was like, what?
Oh,
Lainey.
no.
No, we talked about that last
No,
episode.
yeah. Like
Okay.
Lainey, like the guy
Yeah.
band. Saw them, great. I mean, I feel like me and Paul locked eyes, as we know, just like great.
Yep.
Went to JP Sachs, and I wanted to get there a good amount of time because he's my guy.
Was it
And I feel
general
like-
admission again?
It was general admission again. So Charlotte has 2 like smaller venues that are pretty much side by side. One probably like 2,000 standing and one like 800 to 1,000 standing. So he was at the smaller one. But I knew it was going to be smaller, probably less. I mean, obviously less of a crowd, but I still wanted to get pretty close. And honestly, our spot secure. We went in, we stood our ground, we went to get drinks, whatever. And, I'm taking videos, I'm taking photos. And I think
Yeah.
at one point, I like to think that he recognized me from the previous time. I don't know
I
if
like
that's,
that.
I don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm telling myself. We also locked eyes and we had a moment. There's a couple of videos that I'll post on our story that affirm my belief that he recognized me because the eye contact was like a little unsettling, a
Yeah?
little like, okay.
Settling.
I like
and
that.
I will not
Okay.
lie. After the concert, I did message him. Granted, okay, all of this is transparent with my boyfriend. I told him, I'm like, hey, babe, just so you know, I'm going to do this. He's like, yes, go off, because he loves it. He's been here since
And
the
that
beginning.
is a supportive, stable
Yeah.
boyfriend.
He literally, yes, he's the best. So anyways, all this is like fully transparent with him. And it was like, hey, well, this part maybe he doesn't know, but now he'll know.
As you're literally recording
As
this
I'm
with his Wi-Fi
literally recording with your Wi-Fi
at his house.
That is.
Thanks,
Oh
Colton.
gosh, thank you, Golden. But being dumb. But I was like there with my friends. I was like, hey, message him. I was like, hey, like, come meet my friends. Let me buy you a shot or something. No response. Naturally, no response.
Sure.
Kind of dumb. But I was just being dumb because the other two were like also really good fans. So I'm like, how funny would this be? No response. The next day, though, I get a DM from him because I tagged him, in my videos, as you do. And I mean, sometimes I do feel like creators or artists will just like go through their messages at the end of the concert and like see who,
Yeah.
like, what people are posting. So I'm sure I'm like one of like the 800. But still, he liked one of the videos so much that he asked me to give it to him. He was like, oh, thanks for being there. Okay, like, I really like this video. Can you send it to me? And I said, sure, whatever. Sent it to him. And then thinking about it later, I'm like, I should have asked for creds or money.
Yeah.
I should have done
kiss.
that. Or no. But I'm like, I should have gotten something out of this monetarily. I think that would have been fun, but it didn't happen. So I did see it. This was like 2 days later now. He's like going up East Coast, and I see that he used my video as promo. So it was like Tix at Philly was like the next stop, and it was like that exact video that I took. And then I was like, not calling myself a social media manager or anything, but I'm just saying, I did do that. I was in the crowd. I was like, in my head, I'm like, if you need someone to come, to your concerts and just stand in the crowd and get the crowd's perspective, free concert in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't say that, but like in my mind, I said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, that is just my weekend. I'm trying to think what else.
So good.
Oh, I saw Dan and Shay. My weeks have just been concert heavy, so I need to chill with that. But that's okay. I don't think I have any other updates other than that. I'm literally trying to think. I guess tomorrow, so we're recording this on a Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'm going to Nashville with some friends, which should be fun. So I'm going
What
on
are
a
you
little
doing
trip. Yeah, so one of my friends is in the application process for law school. So we're going to visit Belmont, like their law program.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like the main part of the trip. But I mean, we're just going to kind of explore. So I've kind of created like a little itinerary for us for the next 3 days. Friday will be mainly like the school and like the morning and afternoon. And then evening, I'm like, if it's not pouring down rain, which it kind of looks like it is,
Yeah.
then I'm like, we should do Broadway. Kind of just go out and have fun. So that's my life.
Nice. That'll be
Concerts
fun.
and Nashville.
Yeah. That's great.
But yeah,
I think I like this little.
I think I like this little life.
Okay, there's something I want to add to your story really quick, Kira, because when we were talking in our group chat, it was the day you were going to the concert, and you text us and you say, hey, what are the bets on if JP will slide into my DMs again? And Mara and I were like, I said 15 out of 85, which is random, but
I liked
makes
it.
sense to me. And then Kira says, or Mara says 1 out of 15, which again
Not
doesn't
good
make any
odds.
sense.
No. Bad odds.
And then freaking
know.
Kiera sends us the
I
screenshots
know.
of JP, and we were like, this is a joke. Like, I was actually almost mad that, I mean, I'm like
Yeah.
happy for you because I
I
think it's
know.
awesome, but at the same time, I'm like,
I
you
know.
little freak.
I know.
Like, there is,
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, there's no way.
I love it.
There's a way.
yeah. But there you persevered. So I just,
ain't no
Come on.
way. Rises up from the
Yeah.
empty grave.
yeah.
I know. I was
Mhm.
honestly, I was shocked as well. So I think your odds were accurate, but I did come out on top. So that's my life.
I think it's I think it's hilarious. Also, I was scrolling through the group chat trying to find our random odds because they were so random that I wanted to like quote them like verbatim, like 15 out of 85 and 1 out of 15. And I know we were talking about Kiara crying watching Derek's death, but we also need to point
This is
that
true.
Mary, you also
I wondered
true.
if we'd talk about this.
multiple photos of yourself watching
Yeah.
the same episode with tears
Yeah.
literally rolling down your face, which those will also
Yes.
be
So
shared.
I did watch the episode with Derek dying last week. I thought, okay, I'm ready. I've been prepping for this. I'm at the stage of pregnancy where I'm crying a lot, and so I knew that I was like, I need to mentally prepare for this because I'm going to sob. And I thought, okay, it's like a random like Wednesday. I'm gonna watch it while I'm making supper. So I'm like kind of distracted. Oh, I'm just sobbing while browning my ground beef.
Oh my god.
So I texted them and was like, guys, I'm here. Like, here we are.
Oh, you're like,
And
these are a
Casey
little
said,
extra
like,
salty
I need a
today.
picture. And I sent 2, I think. And yeah, they're just, the tears are just streaming down my face. And I'm,
The tear-
unlike
So
Casey,
funny.
I am an ugly crier. I'm not a cute crier. These aren't cute pictures. But we will post them because you the people deserve to see.
You, the people, they want to know.
Yeah,
You deserve it. You
How
deserve
did
it.
we just glaze over that
deserve it.
earlier?
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah, I know. I
rude.
almost called you out, but I was waiting for the
This
perfect
is that
moment to
moment.
call
I
you
didn't
out,
know
and
if I
felt
should
like that
involve
was
it in my weekend because it wasn't technically like a weekend catch up. It was like last week, but I mean, it was since we last recorded. So, but yeah, and then Noah like came in and was like, "Oh, are you like okay?" Like you, and I was like, "Yeah, I just like."
You're like, it's really
It's
not
not
that
a
big of a
big deal.
deal. Don't look at me. It's
I was
fine.
totally
I'm fine.
I was totally fine until Meredith is sitting there with him.
Yeah.
And she says to him, like, they're about to turn off the machines, and she tells the nurse like, wait, and then she like, you know, is like, Derek, like she's like kind of
She's,
like yelling at him
mad,
like,
yeah.
Derek,
Like the most
yeah,
Meredith
and then she
monologue
says,
you've ever heard in your life.
it's okay, you can go, I'll be fine. And
I
then I started
know.
thinking about like Noah on his deathbed. And then
Yeah.
what, like me saying that and being like, we'll be okay, you can go. Like, and I lost it. So, yeah, that happened.
I don't. Well, and meanwhile, there's all these flashbacks to
So when
stuff
they
with her
met.
mom, and it's just
Yes.
like, oh,
Yeah.
that part too kind of got me because I know it's always just been part of her story with everything with her mom, but like I feel like especially that episode was just like highlighting the fact that her mom felt so empty when like Richard left her, and like
Yeah.
he wasn't dead, but he did leave her like
He was
a
like
hole
dead
in
to her basically.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And now like she's dealing with a different form of that in her own life is like a crazy symbolic one. Honestly, when the truck did hit the side of the car, I was like, the smash did the smash get you? I literally was like, oh, like also there's no way he would have looked like that if that truck would have hit him
Oh yeah,
head
he would-
on, but like
No.
okay. You know what I mean? I'm like he would have
Yeah.
been all sorts of messed up and died on the scene, but
They wouldn't have
neither here
showed.
nor there.
Yeah. Yeah.
just
But-
too intense.
Oh, and the fact that like he was narrating like, no, get a head CT, get a head
I
CT. Like
know.
it's too late now. And like the fact that which that part is kind of cheesy of like he could have saved himself. Like he needed himself as his neurosurgeon. That feels a little bit
don't
like,
like that.
Joey Tribbiani on Days of Our Lives. Like the only neurosurgeon that could have saved him is himself. That's what they say when he like fell down the elevator chute. Anyways. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Case.
Yeah, love that. And from this
Yeah,
point on,
you're
we're
welcome.
gonna hard left into our actual topic. There's just no good way to wrap that
There's
up.
no
and
good
go
way, yeah,
into
yeah.
first
There
dates.
never is. There never
So
is.
we're gonna jump into some listener stories, some personal stories about first dates. So this is the fun part. Okay, Derek has died. He's in the past. We are gonna talk about first dates. We have some listener submissions we posted on our story. I know. Sorry, but it's true. Some of your guys' stories. I know my sister wrote in one that was so long she had to text it to me. So we have that in
Ooh,
the
I
queue.
like that.
I honestly, personally, have 2 pretty amazing first date stories, and by amazing I mean amazing stories. Dates were awful.
Bad dates. Aw.
Good stories that I think is worth sharing. And then I don't know, in my mind I felt like Meredith and Casey could both talk about their first, I guess, memorable date with their spouses.
Yeah.
Because Casey doesn't really know when their first date was, but there is a date in there.
There was one. We know that.
There was one.
But
We think.
Key, do
We
you want to
think.
read your sisters?
I do.
Go
I
ahead.
really, really do. It's kind of long, and I glazed over it.
Okay.
But just buckle up.
Okay.
Like this
we're
is I'm
here.
showing Casey and Meredith
my.
the text, so it's long. But
Okay. So we're
I
not
think
going to
it's gonna
interrupt
be
you.
wow.
You just read it.
I'm just gonna
it.
read.
Yep.
Okay, so buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. She goes, so one time I went on a date with a guy who requested me on Facebook saying he saw me in church because she goes to the 20s and 30s group at the church that she goes to. So she said, well, now looking back, I guess that's a little creepy, but oh well. But at the time I was thinking, wow, a nice Christian guy. Sounds great. All right, let's go on a date with him. And we start chatting. So I had high expectations for this guy going into the date. Needless to say, rightfully so. She's had some interesting men. Love you, Carissa, but you have. I love that. Okay, we planned the date about 2 weeks in advance, and I honestly forgot about the date and was just finishing a workout when he messaged me about meeting him at the dinner spot. I texted him admitting that I totally forgot, but could quickly shower, head over, and he said, that's fine. We were there to meet, or we went to meet at 6, and obviously since I had just finished working out, I was starving, but he said he wasn't really hungry and had already eaten food. 6 p.m. 6 p.m.
What?
Wait.
I know. So I guess maybe he
Okay.
was waiting a little bit and already ate. But also it was 6 p.m. Anyway, she said, "Oh, that's totally fine. I'll just order some food. No shame." One thing about Carissa, and I will stand on this. She is not afraid to get 3 meals at dinner.
I love
This girl
that.
will
Good
go
for her.
Ham. So I can just only
Mm.
imagine her being like
Good.
ordering like 3 things off the menu, and he's like just sitting there.
I love that.
Okay, so they went on a second date. On the second date, he continues to ask intense questions and asked if we can hang out the next week, which I had already decided that I am not going on another date with this guy, and I need to end it. This is what she's thinking. I told him that I had to pick my mom up from the airport, so Monday night couldn't work. So I think she's like kind of coming up with excuses, but also like valid reasons. So she's like,
Yeah.
so I got to pick up my mom
Sure.
from the airport on Monday, so I can't do that. And he's like, oh, no worries. I don't mind picking her up from the airport if it means that we could spend more time together. So he's thinking they're going to go together
no.
to pick little
Ugh.
Yvonne up from the airport.
Yvonne.
I know. She's like, I think I gasped out loud, LOL, and told him, no, I will pick up my own mom from the airport.
Good for her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So then he's asking questions about my family on the date. So I mentioned that my sister is dating someone, aka me, and so immediately sent Carissa a text for a TED Talk talking about relationships, and says my sister should listen to this. Should listen to this intensely. And then she said, no, that is definitely really weird that this guy is sending over a video that Kira, should watch. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
He doesn't even know
exactly,
you.
Exactly. So I think she's getting creep vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the first date, was like weird. He
Yeah.
ate already. This is moving on to the second date. She said, I finally texted him after he left me a creepy voicemail. And I texted him, I gotta be honest, you're a nice guy, but I don't see this going anywhere. Just don't want to lead you on. So then a month and a half later, there's a
Wow.
little bit more to the story, believe it or not. A month and a half later, I get a very long message saying, hey, I was in Canada for a while and didn't think of replying, but I'm back now. Yes, I had figured out that you weren't into me, which is why I called. I wanted to give you a chance to tell me over the phone rather than text me
Ew.
and see if you wanted to keep being friends or not. Blah, 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 blah.
Ah.
Good women don't like nice guys. Google confirms it.
Oh.
and then ends it with anything new with you.
What?
So
No.
weird. So weird. So
Ew. Block.
I mean, Blacked. I think from the beginning it was like, oh, we're in the same like Facebook group from church, love that, and then turns out just to be weird vibes, and
I hate that.
I don't like that. So first date turned into second date turned into
See,
weird.
This is why dating in your church can be so hard and so weird, and the guys can be super creepy and like just
Yeah, I agree. And so sorry, Chris, you had to deal with that, and I'm sure she has so many other stories, but yeah, that one turned weird.
That's a good
so.
one. That's a good
That
one.
is a good one.
Well, I have one a submission from my friend Kinsey. I can read that one next. It's shorter than that one.
Well, yeah, any will be shorter than this one.
She said, dude took me to a scary movie. I told him I did not want to go, which valid.
Right.
I'm not a scary movie person. If you don't like scary movies, you don't like them. You don't want to go. Did not want to go, and then he got pissed when I declined his kiss afterwards. The movie gave me nightmares, and he blocked my number for hurting his pride. and that hurting his pride was in quotation marks.
That's no.
I hate that.
a direct quote
Yeah,
from his
hurting
text
his pride.
message.
I hate
That's
that.
so
Hurting
funny.
I'm sorry,
pride.
Kinsey.
Also, a movie on a first date. What are we, like 12 years old? Like,
Yeah, you're
that's
gonna,
just
like,
not
make out
an
in the
adult
back?
thing to do.
Did you go and get ice cream afterwards, or like
A movie
what?
on a date is like you go on a date to get to know someone.
Right, exactly what I'm thinking. That's like
Yeah.
a 10th date beyond. Like, once you feel very comfortable with this person,
Yeah.
not like you're like, what's your favorite
I
color,
think
but
Noah
also
and
shut
I
up.
have maybe gone to the movie theater together twice,
Really?
and we've been together for 5 years now. I'm also not a movie theater person. I don't really like movies, but
Fair.
I was gonna say, Bryce and I have been to a ton of movies. We
Oh.
love movies. I'd
We're
go all the
different.
time if I could.
And I'm in
okay.
the middle, as
and I'm
always.
in the middle.
Well,
Depends
you
on my
fall
mood.
asleep,
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
true.
kind of a waste of money.
I spent $11 for like a nap in a chair.
Okay, well, let's talk about my dating life because there is none. So we'll just get me out of the way. So it's funny. You can either like look at my situation and be like, "Oh, you poor thing, you never got any experience," or you can look at me and be like, "Wow, that's a once in a lifetime sort of situation." I don't care which direction you look at it. Either way, it is what it is. So Bryce and I are each other's only boyfriend and girlfriend. I never dated anyone before him. So
so cute.
That is sweet.
either you're saying to yourself, "Oh my gosh, that's so cute," or you're saying like, "Really? Like you've never like?" I don't care. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I
What do you
liked
say
him.
about it, Casey?
And it just ended up working out. What I say is,
Are you thankful for that?
It is kind of like, I don't feel like I'm holier than thou in any sort of way. Like, I think it's a cool story, but I don't think it would have been the end of the world if I had
Yeah,
another boyfriend
sure.
besides Bryce.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think, Bray? Do you think it's cool, or do you think it's lame that we're the only people that ever date each other? It's not lame. Do you think it's like super cool? He says he just thinks it's
Yeah.
rare.
I would
It
agree.
is.
I mean, I
That's
don't
all.
hear that a lot.
I
to
think
be
that's the
honest.
dream. Unless you like dating, but who likes dating?
Yeah, I mean,
True.
I know exactly. So for me to have like dating stories, like they were like, "Yeah, let's talk about our first dates," and I was like, "LOL, didn't ever really go on one of those before." And so we were trying to figure out, like, okay, what was my first date? Like Bryce and I, we literally couldn't think of it because we think we just hung out in a group of people all the time that we never actually had like a date,
Yeah.
like a true date. Like it was more of like we're all hanging out and then eventually people like slowly trickle away and leave to go to bed or whatever. And then eventually it's just like
yeah.
the two of you.
Yeah.
So is that a date? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is. But our first official date, I think, we both settled on it, so I'm saying it is, was Valentine's Day 2015.
Wow. 9 years
And
ago.
we had been dating for 4 months at that point. And we went to Carrabba's in Wichita, Kansas.
Wow.
And that felt
why did
so
I not
fancy.
know that?
And it felt like we were going to change the
Oh,
world.
absolutely.
It felt like that after that night, like life
Yeah.
was going to be different. but yeah, it was Valentine's Day. We had been dating for 4 years, and this is actually like a really funny thing about me. And I kind of look back at myself, and it's like kind of cute, but I also want to gag. I used to make cards for Bryce. Do you guys remember this?
Not really.
Make
It's like ringing any
no,
bell.
not really.
Like I physically would make a card. You know, you can like buy a card and be like, "Happy Valentine's Day." I made I handmade all of these like.
Please tell me he
extreme
still has
cards.
them.
And I recently, we have them all.
Good.
Because I recently was like, we were like cleaning out our guest room, you know, because like
Yeah.
the baby and stuff. And I found this box with all of the cards that I've ever given him. And I was like reading through them. I'm like, ew, I can't even believe that I did
No, you
this.
post one
Like,
of
it's like,
those.
Sweet. I love that.
I know. Well, maybe I'll
maybe just
post
the
one that's
cover.
not gonna like completely make
yeah,
me
You don't
throw
need to
up.
know the
Yeah.
contents, but
Oh, man.
Yeah.
that's really cute.
But I literally like made him all of these like handmade. And I mean, I like to be creative and stuff, but it's just funny looking on it now. I'm like, wow, I was like really spending some time doing this crazy card stuff. But anyway, and that was the first time that I wrote down on like paper to him, I love you.
Stop.
So we had like said it at that point to each other, but that was the first time like I
Yeah.
actually wrote it down and said like, I love you on a piece of paper
Okay, that's cute.
to declare
That is
to the
really
world.
sweet.
So, we remember when we went to Carrabba's, we got mozzarella sticks, so fancy.
I like how you remember
And
that.
The sauce that it came with. You remember that sauce? He's over there. Like, yeah, that was a great sauce. It was like a marinara dipping sauce, but it was like otherworldly. And I bet you guys it probably wasn't even that good. Like now that we think back on it. But we literally were like, how do we drink this marinara sauce without people looking at us?
You're like,
we're
can I have a
crazy?"
straw for the water?
Yeah,
No.
I don't remember anything else. No. For the mozzarella or for the marinara, I don't remember anything else about that meal, except for the mozzarella sticks. Like that's all I
actually
remember,
really
and us
funny.
just like freaking out about.
And
Whose
I remember
idea
your
was it?
picture. Didn't you take like a cute pic?
We took a picture, and I remember the caption. Don't think I just sit at home thinking about my captions. For some reason, I just remember it. But it said "successfully unsingle" for my first Valentine's
I like that.
Day. Do you guys
Stop.
remember that?
Really
Iconic
cute.
caption.
The skirt I'm wearing couldn't scream 2015 anymore.
I can picture it. I like know
Really?
exactly. And are you wearing like a red shirt?
It actually might still be Bryce's profile picture on Facebook.
That's so funny.
Is it?
I like that he
Actually,
made it his profile picture.
I think it might
think
be.
that I can envision this.
it is.
Do you
It
know
is
what
his
I'm
profile
talking
picture.
about? Bryce, it
This
is still
one.
your profile picture.
Oh,
yes, that's the one.
So
Gosh.
cute.
Okay, so Bryce hasn't changed his profile picture
Since
since
March 20 of 2015. Oh, look at his picture before this. Senior pic. Now I'm looking at Bryce's pictures.
Just like the biggest side bangs you've ever side banged. And it's just the chunkiest necklace, which Kara, that's totally your chunky
Oh,
necklace. I just
absolutely.
want to point out.
Also, I'm on Instagram.
Kara,
But
get out
like,
of here.
Look at this caption. He says, "You meet some pretty amazing people at Heston with the red heart." I think this was right around that time because this was October 22. And then I guess I messaged or I commented, "Are you guys dating?"
Are you guys dating?
You're so stupid.
I'm so dumb.
What a loser.
And then actually Casey said,
We
"Get a life."
That's so funny.
Okay, you know what? I'm really proud of myself for staying true to who I am. I would say the
That's
same
so
thing today as I
funny.
would then.
So funny. Not much has changed in 9 years.
No.
Oh, that's
No.
funny.
Oh, that's so
Oh my gosh,
funny.
I'm
gonna cry.
Oh, that's so funny.
Get a life.
Actually, though, get a freaking life.
That's good.
But we'll post that picture of our first
Yeah.
date, even though it was 4 months into dating. But Kira, I'm wearing your massive chunky
Oh,
pearl
absolutely.
necklace. Please tell me you remember that thing.
As you should.
Like the chunkiest necklace.
Chunkiest
Yeah. Anyway,
necklace.
so
I love that.
chunky necklace, and I actually really like that red sweater. It was pretty versatile, and I like
It's cute.
Kept it for like years. Anyway, so that was our first date. I don't remember anything else but Carrabba's. So we probably went to Carrabba's and then came back and like watched a movie or something. But
Dang. Did he choose that?
that was I think he picked
Okay.
Carrabba's. He did all that himself.
Man. I love
Yeah.
that. Mary, what was
Sweet.
your first date with Noah?
He just said, sorry, I just had to
What?
say this price is over there. He goes, that was really hard for me to choose that, by the way.
choose?
Because I made him like plan the
Oh,
date.
That's
I'm sure.
funny.
He literally picked a restaurant and he's like, that was really hard for me.
And that was the
I'm
last time that
crying.
you planned your dates.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that's so
I like that.
funny. Okay, anyway,
Yeah,
Mare,
Mare.
what about you?
Well, so I had a boyfriend in high school, but we weren't allowed to be like alone together because I was 15. So, and my parents had a rule that I had to be 16 before I could like go out alone with a boy. So my first date wasn't until college. And honestly, I don't really remember it very much. It was with, I don't know, this guy that liked me, but I didn't really like him that much. I hate to say it. He was sweet. It was nice. I think we went to like Longhorn Steakhouse in Wichita. And then we went
nice.
bowling
Nice.
afterwards, and he like dropped me off at the end of the night and was like, "So you want to do this again?" And in my head I was like, "No." But
I do not.
but I like
actually.
couldn't stand to like see his sad face. So I was like, "Yeah, I'd love that." And then I think like a couple of days
Stop.
later we were texting and I said like, "No, I actually
No, I can't
don't want
do
to."
that.
I don't think I had any other dates after that, really. But I'll talk about my first date with Noah. So our first date was, I think, December of 2018. We went for a breakfast date to Town Square here in Orange City, which is the
Cute.
coffee shop that has since closed down, RIP. But we went,
R.I.P..
we both got strawberry French toast, and I think I got
Oh.
like
So
a cafe
specific.
miel or something, and he got a coffee, a pour over.
Classic.
Um, And we stayed and talked for like 4 hours. I don't really remember any like specifics. I just
Nice.
remember like thinking I could sit here and talk all day. And like I like this guy's funny. I'm enjoying myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do remember.
Like you didn't think to yourself like, wow, we should probably leave because we've been here for 4 hours.
Yeah,
like, you were
no.
just so
So
Into
into
it
it.
and
Well,
stuff?
and like they were open, like there was not
Yeah.
one time where it was
Right.
like, oh, I feel like I have to try and make conversation,
Yeah.
It was just so easy.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
it
awesome.
rocked. I do remember his car got stuck in the snow. It was snowing really bad. And his car got stuck in the snow,
Mm.
and he got out to try and like shovel some of it like with his hands. And this just shows like how charismatic Noah is. Like I had a friend my friend Sarah described Noah as charismatic way back then, before like Riz was a thing, like now looking back, it was
Yeah.
Riz. Noah had Riz, but he was just charismatic. Like people just
Yeah.
are drawn to him and they like him. And so like he got out of his car and he was like scooping, and he like flagged down this truck of guys. Like there's this truck of like football guys that was going by, and he's like, "Hey, can you help me? Like I'm here on a date,
Stop.
And they were like, "Sure." And so they all like helped and like pushed the car out, and we were on our way. Like, and I just remember thinking like I would never stop someone. Like I would never do that. I'm too like introverted, or like I don't want to inconvenience them. And he's like, "Oh no, just ask." Like, they'll say no if they don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's kind
That's
of a
super
fun
true.
story of him. I don't think I ever heard that.
Yeah.
Like that just does speak to just how like friendly, because he is just like a friendly guy. Like everyone that talks to him
Oh,
feels
yeah.
comfortable. So
We-
the fact that he did that, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
One thing I love this, and I hate this, but I mostly love it about him. When we go to the Mexican restaurant here in town, Los Tulipanes,
Oh,
I went there every Friday with some of my friends on the soccer team. We would go every Friday after soccer practice.
Yeah, we remember.
and
a wound.
We weren't invited, just so
not that you weren't
everyone
invited.
else
I
knows
didn't know
what
that you
is
wanted to be
happening.
a part of it.
We
okay?
weren't.
So, anyways, we would
We
go,
weren't.
and finally, like the last Friday of senior year, my friend Maddie asked the waitress, same waitress and waiter. It's either like the lady or the man every time. Excuse me. She asked the waitress, "Do you remember us? Like, we come here every week. Like, just like, you know, do you recognize us?"
Are we memorable?
And she was like, "No, sorry. Like, like we have so many people, you know." And we were like, "Okay, it's fine." Like, you know, almost like embarrassed that we even asked. Like,
Right.
Okay, it's fine. Noah walks into this freaking place, and he tries to speak Spanish with them, which is like
crying.
so
I can hear
cringeworthy.
it. I can hear it. And
Yep.
it's
Yes,
making my
it's like
ears
so
curdle.
cringeworthy.
My
But
ears
he'll
are
ask
curdling.
them, yeah, you know, like,
Ugh.
and he calls,
I hear it.
well,
I
like
hear it. You
waiter
don't
is like
even- yeah.
camarero, and so he's like, "Hola, camarero, cómo estás?" You know, like when we walk in, and now it's at the point where they will say back to him like, "No, amigo." They're like, and then like whatever. So then whenever I came along, it was like, "Oh, like what's girlfriend, like nueva or something
Yeah.
like that." Novia.
Novia.
Oh, novia bonita. You know, like, and then like I don't know. He'll ask for a box, and he's like, "Cómo se dice box?" And it's caja. So now he'll ask for a caja every time we're there, or he'll say like, "How do you say tasty?"
Oh my god!
Not like delicious, tasty. And they say sabroso. And so
That
now he
is
always says
so
sabroso. Like they love him. They love him.
That's
and it's
so
not
funny.
like they're like trying to appease him. We walk in and they remember this white kid trying to
This
speak
guy.
Spanish, but they don't remember this group of girls who came in every single week.
Not a clue.
No.
Distant
I'm obsessed
memory.
with that. I mean, in their defense, a lot of you guys look
Sure.
the same in your friend group. So maybe all the faces
yeah, maybe.
just blended together. But that's really funny.
Is that when you knew you were in
It's
love?
Really, really
He
funny.
said, "Hola," and you said,
He was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
"That's my man."
Mi amor.
You went,
Mi amor.
yeah. Yeah.
He took my heart in a
Hola.
caja.
Soy Noah.
Noah.
Come on, vamonos.
Everybody, let's go.
So, anyways, that's
Oh,
That's kind of a
funny.
fun little intake into Noah's personality.
I like that guy. He's all right.
Yeah. Baby daddy.
Baby daddy.
I like this.
I think I like this.
this.
I think that's the title of this episode. I think I like this little life. I guess I have two kind of just funny ones to wrap it up. Personal ones.
Have we ever heard them before? Because I'm kind of
I
excited.
don't know. I
if
hope
we've
not.
ever
Remember
heard
hearing
them
these.
before.
From your guys' sake. I mean, it's been so long since I've been on a first date, obviously, because I've been with Colton. Yeah, so I have a couple of first date stories. Honestly, my first date with Colton is pretty like quick, but it was like so amazing. We just went out for dinner and we just stayed there till it closed. And we just like talked, kind of same thing, talked for hours, and feel like we just like connected on so many levels. So I feel like our first date, it was memorable for that reason, and then it just like went up from there. So it wasn't anything bad. So I feel like the two that I'm about to share are just whack. So that was a good first date.
Okay.
But I went on 2 first dates pre Colton, and this was, I mean, years ago. One, actually, sorry. Okay, I have 3 good first dates, and the backstory to one. I know. Sorry,
Whoa.
another one just came into my mind. It's just they're too good to not share. But I'm going to try to figure out how to tell the story well. So, Carissa comes to visit 4th of July weekend. We decide to go to Charleston for the day. So we're in Charleston. We're kind of vibing out. We kind of notice like a group of guys there in Charleston, but they are way, way old. So we're like, we're not looking at them. We notice them like visually, but not like really. But they wanted to talk to us, and we're like, no, please stay over there. You know, kind of like, this is creepy.
Like 30s,
50s,
40s?
40s, 50s.
Okay. Dad.
So like could be dad vibes. So
Yeah.
like please stay away. But then out of a corner of our eye, we saw this other guy like in his 20s, kind of like off to the side, like he was kind of just sitting alone, and we like needed something, probably someone to take our picture. So anyways, we asked this guy, the single guy over there, take our photo. We're kind of hanging out, and then he kind of like comes over and just starts chatting with us. Turns out he lives in Charlotte.
Oh.
So we're like, well, that's kind of random. And the three of us are kind of chatting, and then he kind of like looks to me and he's like, oh, well, when we're back in Charlotte, would you like, can I take you out? Like, I'd love to like take you out. And I was like, that's fine. You know, in the moment I was like, there's a little bit of social awkwardness, but we're going to look past it because how crazy. We're in Charleston. You live in Charlotte. I live in Charlotte. Anyways, we get back to Charlotte and we go to dinner at this place that the only two locations of it is in Harrisonburg, my hometown, and in Charlotte, North Carolina. So that alone is kind of fun. And so he had kind of asked, like, when we were chatting on the beach, like, where are you from? Whatever, did his research and was like, this is, I think, where we should go. Already really cool. Green flags all around. So anyways, we go to dinner. They're famous for their sticky nugs is what they call it. They're pretty much just nuggets, but they're like really cheap, like for happy hour. So we go, I think we go for drinks before and then we go for dinner. And you know, at a certain point where you're like, yeah, this is not going to lead to a second date. Like there's something here. This is just not it. I already was out in my head. I already was like, this is not going to be it for me. And while I'm thinking that, we're eating our food and we're sitting like catty corner to each other. He leans over and he starts like the only word I can think of is petting me.
What?
Because I don't know how else to describe it other than he reached over and he like kind of like caressed his hand onto my like shoulder down my arm.
I hate that.
And I was literally like, I gave a face because he asked, do you like to be touched? And I said, no.
That is not your love language.
No, touch is not my love language in general, especially on a first date.
And that's a weird touch. It's not just like holding hands.
Weird
It's
touch.
like a
No.
caress.
Yeah.
It was a caress. Didn't like it. Caressed me from my head to my arm. Weird vibes. So already knew it was a no. I know.
so odd.
Weird vibes. So mind you, he walks me to my car and he did ask, I think in the moment to go on a second date, and because at that time I couldn't like stand my ground, I was like, sure.
Yeah.
The next day I was like, as you do. The next day I was like, hey, like this is not going to work out. Like, I'm sorry. I'm in my head. I was like, it's because of 5 million things. You're not fun to talk to. Now I don't really think you're cute and your personality sucks, in my head.
You touched me.
And you touched me. And so that's red flag. So anyways, I was like, no, we're not going to go on a second date. Okay. This is the best part of the story though. He comes back with a text message that is so long and that links to an article for me to read about alpha males versus beta males. And I've actually since found the article, so we're going to post it. So this man, he texts me. Mind you, he kind of looks like Jesus. Like he's got like long curly brown hair, beard.
Okay.
Not Jesus vibes though. And he's like, is the reason why you didn't want to go on a second date with me because I'm too nice? That's what he thought. And in my head I was like, no, it's because you're not fun to talk to. You don't have a good personality and I just don't want to go on another date with you. Yeah, a little upsetting for him, but funny for me. So I sent it to my sister. Turns out he texted her right after I said no, wanted to go on a date with her.
No!
No, I'm not even kidding. So he was like, cool. He actually even said that there's too much of an age gap between us, which at the time I was like 23 and he was 25 and she was like 28. I'm like, we're like all the same age, so you can't even throw that in my face.
Also, that's a
But he's
bigger
like, I think we
age
have more in
gap.
common. Right. Well, no. Wait, actually, yeah, you're right. Sorry, bigger age gap with them two.
That's so dumb.
All around weird vibes. So he went from one Betger to the next, and she literally was like, no, I'm not even in Charlotte. And also, that is weird.
He's like, hey, can I have
So-
your brother's number?
No, seriously. I'm like, what are we doing here? So that was one of my weirdest first dates. Okay, I had another. Okay, this one's kind of quick because I know we gotta bring down the
Yeah.
mood. So this last one is matched with a guy on Bumble. Looked cute, seemed fun from his profile. We go out to eat Mexican food because love Mexican food. Figured that could be fun. And we had kind of like a 2-parter plan. So food, and then we went to this like not amusement park, but like arcade area called Funky's. So dinner,
Ooh, funky.
Funky's. You know when like funky fresh, funky fun.
Yeah.
10 minutes into this day, I kid you not, this man not locking eyes. He's looking everywhere but me. So I knew that maybe like either he wasn't into me, which was
What?
fine, but the conversation was just so bland, and it
Mm.
wasn't like now I make eye contact. Like when I was with Colton, I was like, okay, this man's actually looking me in the eyes, and you
That's
know,
good.
like being like mm-hmm,
Yeah.
or no, like, you know, giving me some kind of verbal confirmation. No, this man was giving me nothing, so I knew it was going to be a no, because I'm like,
Yeah.
this is just exhausting, because I'm also like, is there someone else that you're looking at?
Right.
Whatever. So anyways, we finished dinner. It kind of also didn't seem like he was going to pay, which is weird, but I like didn't get out my card at all, so I was like you're paying.
Yeah.
This is a date. Anyways, we go to the second portion. Already weird vibes, but I'm like, hey, maybe I'll just go have fun at this arcade place, win some games, whatever. Not even 5 minutes walking into this place, he runs into like his old basketball friend, like his old basketball buddy, and he was there with his fiance. So naturally they just start chit chatting it up because they're
course.
old
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
So our date turned into a reconnection with him and the friend. And so me and the fiance are like playing games. because of-
No.
what else are we supposed to do? So the whole day it was like him and the friend, me and the fiance. Honestly, she was really cool. I wonder where she's at by now.
If you're listening,
just
send us
weird.
an email.
if you're listening, please, you probably don't even remember my name. But what's funny is like he even asked, he was like, "Oh, like is this your girl? Like how long have you guys been together?" And we literally like it's our first
It's our first
ever
and
date,
last date. So,
and last date, correct. First
don't
and
even
last.
bother
So-
learning my name.
No,
That's
no.
so
I think
funny.
he had an amazing night because he met up with a friend.
Well, okay. Can I
I was
ask,
uncomfortable.
did his personality instantly shift whenever he was around someone
Oh.
else? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
It
worst.
definitely did. And I was like, this is just, if you're not, like, the thing is, if you're not feeling me, that's fine. It just was like
Let's
a
just end
weird
it then.
scenario.
Yeah.
Let's just end the date. I did come home with a light up neon palm tree sign.
Oh, fun.
No idea where that's at these
Oh.
days, but it was fun at the time. No idea where it's at.
Do you remember
Probably
the
threw it away,
fiance's
but-
name? Like, do you?
No, I
Okay.
don't. I don't even. What's funny though is I matched with him here, and my friend in Greenville also matched with him like the week after.
and you
So
said don't do it.
He's setting his radius at a really weird area, and also no. But it's fine because like 2 days later, I went on a date with Colton, and like we're still together,
Yeah.
and he's the best. So, anyways, those are my two memorable. The third one was just that his name was Yvonne, and it was funny because like my mom's name is Yvonne, and
I didn't even. Think
he like
about
kept
that.
making jokes about it all night, and it was really funny. So,
I like that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
but like there was clearly going to be no second date, but it was a good time, and he kept being like, "Oh, like your mom." I'm like, yeah, okay. How many times can we nail this?
your
joke
mom,
home.
your
Yeah.
mom joke.
So, anyways, those are mine.
I like that.
I like it.
Yeah. Want to bring down the mood?
I would love to bring down the mood. So today, for Mayor Brings Down the Mood, we're throwing it back to like, 4 or 5 years ago when hot takes were really in. And we're just going to go through some of our hot takes. Okay.
I love it. Okay, so I love hot takes. I did write down like 4.
Okay.
But I think my biggest, most controversial one
Okay.
is I think Beyonce is overrated.
Oh, that's not that hot of a
Oh,
take.
yeah.
Really? Okay, I
No.
actually thought that you were gonna not like that one.
No, I don't.
Do you agree?
I like
Yeah, I
Beyonce.
agree.
I don't.
I think she's good. Obviously, she's talented, but I think the hype is
yeah.
too hyped. I think it's too much.
Yeah. Okay, well then never mind. We're all on the same page there. I just feel like if I were to say that to a different crowd, maybe they'd be like, she's actually rated pretty perfectly, but I don't think so. I do agree. I think her voice is insane. I think she's great.
Yeah.
But do I think she's like the queen of all music? No.
I think
Yeah.
for me, I'm like a little bit bummed that she's gotten away from the artistry of like just straight up singing. Because, you know, like Destiny's Child was like 3-part harmony,
Yeah.
like gorgeous. Like that era of Beyonce, like that early 2000s era of Beyonce, for me, that is like, that's what makes me shudder.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
wow, she's incredible. Like, you guys remember when Halo came out? Like, bye.
Halo.
I was done.
Great.
Yeah, that
I
was so
done.
good.
Great.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I think when she started, like when she got married to Jay-Z, like her music started getting a little more busy with stuff.
Yeah.
I think her last
True.
really, really good song for me was Love on Top. And then I kind of like
Shoot, that
stopped.
was like years ago.
That was a long time
Yeah.
ago.
And then I kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know, disinterested.
Fills it out. Hey, if
I
you
think she's very
disagree,
talented.
email
Yeah,
us.
no, like scream at us if
Email
you need
us.
to.
It's fine.
But that's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
no.
yeah.
I'm kind of with you there, Keek. Kind of sorry.
Okay, good to know. I know I wanted more of a reaction, but I'm also glad we're on the same page.
Ooh, I have a hot
Yeah.
take that we kind of talked about a little bit tonight.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah. Movie theaters are overrated. Seeing a movie in theaters. Why pay $7? Let's be honest. With drinks and food and everything, it's like $15, $20 to see a movie that you can only see one time then. Versus if you like buy a DVD or rent it or something, and then you can watch it
Oh,
at
we're buying
home.
DVDs
Not buying
still.
a DVD.
in
We're
your
buying DVDs.
jammies.
Interesting.
Okay, but you can like
We're buying
rent.
DVDs.
You can rent it on online
I
or
thought the same
something,
thing.
or wait
I
till
know,
it's
but
on a
you-
streaming
but-
platform.
But you said buy a DVD. That's what you said.
Okay, but
That's what you said.
you know what I mean,
No, I
Wait,
don't.
also-
Because you said buy a DVD.
Casey.
Okay,
Get over
I'm
that.
following. But also, what movie theater are you going to that's $7? My issue
Okay,
is
amen.
I feel like they're like $18 these days.
They're really
Okay.
expensive.
down here.
They're way more
Yeah.
than
Why are
$7.
they so expensive?
Okay, if anything, that proves my point. You're spending so
I
much
would
money.
agree.
Well,
And like
on
I like
Tuesdays
the
at our-
experience. It's like fun, you know, but also like it's at my feet, my legs always fall asleep. I'm crossing or
fair.
they're just down dangling.
Well, I'm asleep, so
Yeah. Overrated.
What were you gonna say, Kate?
I was gonna say our local movie theater on Tuesdays, it's $5, which I think is awesome.
See, that's
Um,
not bad. but-
Sorry, I love movies. I mean I do disagree.
That's
I
great.
probably feel like this is more of a hot take than Beyonce being overrated.
I know, seriously.
I think that I mean I and I know you say this too, Mare, but I don't know. I'm obsessed with television and movies. Obsessed. I could sit on the couch all day and just literally watch movie after movie after movie. And I want to feel like I live in the movie. You know, like Scooby Doo, or not Scooby Doo, Blue's
What?
Clues. Boop, boop, bow, 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 bow. And then they
Okay.
like goes inside of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I want to feel when I'm watching a movie. And how can I create that with surround sound and just a movie theater does that for me.
Yeah.
Give me a bucket of popcorn, put some butter on that thing, and give me a large Sprite. Bye. I'm done. That's me for the rest of the day. Now,
I'm crying.
I am also, which don't come at me. This is just using your resources. After your movie's over, oops, there's another theater with another movie playing.
I
Whoops.
fell into another
I went to it.
theater.
Whoops, I went to another movie. I didn't. Whoops. I thought this was the exit.
I like that.
Yeah.
You need to go to the matinee for that.
Yeah, you just go all
Not no
day.
8 p.m. show.
You go all day.
That's pretty impressive.
You hop from movie to movie. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm shocked.
So yeah,
I
you
haven't
can
done
only see that movie once? No. The movie theater 5 is going to play it in 5 minutes. I'm going to go watch it again. Have I done that? Yes. Would I do it again? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Movie theater.
So-
It's just not for me.
Sorry. Yeah, and that's fine.
Okay.
That's great. Different folks, different strokes.
It's yeah.
Exactly.
I want to be this person, but I just know I never will be. So my hot take is that live plants are overrated.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's funny.
I
Huh.
I have one live plant and I have killed every other plant purely because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind for me. People who are like, I wake up every morning and I greet my plants and I water them.
Who's doing
Like
that?
I'm literally looking at a plant.
Yeah, who's
I don't
saying
know.
that?
But
Oh.
there's somebody out there. But I'm telling you guys right now, as I live and breathe with you in this moment, I'm looking over at my plant that's currently sitting on the table, dead as a doornail.
What kind of plant
Absolutely
is
dead.
it?
I don't even know. I don't know.
That's funny.
That is funny.
A cactus,
Um,
maybe?
No, I know it's not that.
Oh, the simplest of ones.
I will say
It was one you're supposed to water.
houseplants are much easier than like succulents and like cacti. Like people said, like if you
Okay,
kill
well,
plants, get a
definitely
succulent.
not.
Like I've killed
It's
every
not a
single
succulent.
succulent. I've killed every
Same.
succulent, and my houseplants are fine. I think houseplants are
Same.
easier, but I think it also depends on the person too. I respect
I
it.
agree.
Casey.
So, and like, I'm not even saying that, and like, you're stupid if you do that. I respect you, but for me personally, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's honestly, they cost a lot of money.
They do.
I literally was
They
just at a
do.
plant shop not long
They
ago,
do.
and I was like, "Cutie little guy," and it was like $38, and I was like, "I feel like I'd
You're
rather
not that
buy
cute anymore.
new tennis
Yeah,
shoes."
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of got to weigh your options. I will say I have a couple plants,
Yeah.
and I really do like them. I have probably 5, and it's been kind of cute to watch them grow. But I could also see the other side. It's like a very niche hobby, and
It
especially
is.
if you just don't have the energy to keep,
I should
to
do
like maintain stuff.
I should do a plant
Great.
tour
Yeah.
sometime. I have my spider plant just started a new little baby. Like it like has like shoots off of it. That's where
Do you
they're-
remember how
they're
I
little,
said
like-
I just like am not into that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. But I'm just so proud of it.
I'm
like
listening.
it like
No, I think that's great.
just today I was like,
Good
"Oh,
job.
look. It's happy." And I like that. But yeah, they
That's
are
actually
expensive and
cute.
they are like whenever I was first trimester and I was puking all the time, my plants did not look good because I couldn't even take care of myself. I couldn't even get myself a glass of water, let alone them. You
It does
know?
feel like a mom thing. Like I feel like my mom has so many plants, and she's not even like a green thumb, but she just like likes her plants.
So what I'm hearing is
And
that I'm going to be the type of mother that dehydrates their child. That's what I heard.
Oh my gosh, I don't think that's what
Whoa,
either of us are
that's-
saying.
I actually meant
well,
that
she
maybe
said
you
it's,
will
a,
become.
it's like a mom thing.
I actually meant maybe
but
who knows.
every plant I
maybe
have is
you'll-
dead.
Whoa.
Every
maybe you'll
single one.
enjoy
Well, maybe get
plant life.
one of those self-watering bowls.
Oh,
like you have for
that's
dogs.
smart. Please. Actually, that's funny. Okay, wait. I have another one that I think
Yeah.
most people would agree, but top sheets shouldn't exist. I think top
sheets
sheets.
are
Oh my
are
gosh,
stupid.
that is an amazing one. I
So
hate the top
dumb.
sheet.
I
is so
never have
good.
had one. Well, for the last like 10 years, and I'm just confused by it. I just don't get it, to be honest.
No, okay. I only started using a top sheet once I was married because Noah uses it. But like I'll always like throw it off to the side with the set. Like I don't really use
Same.
it, or I'll just sleep on it. Like it's just another
Same.
undersheet.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, what's the? I get extra. So, like, I'd rather just feel my comforter
Yes.
or blanket.
And
I feel like that's
doesn't
more
like
comfortable.
snuggle you. It like paper
Right.
lays on top of you.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I want a heavy
It does
blanket
nothing.
that like is gonna cocoon me a little
Yep.
bit. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That is a really good one,
Absolutely.
Kira. That's good.
That's
Thank
so good,
you.
Kira. I'm proud of
Thank
you.
you. Thank
I'm proud of you.
you. Do you have any other ones?
So I am one of those people that think cilantro tastes just the worst thing that you could ever put in your mouth. Cilantro
Really?
canceled. I never add it to any single meal. Like a soup that calls for
Really?
it, not putting it in it. A taco.
Like tacos?
Yeah, no, not putting it in it.
tacos.
If it comes already with it in it, I'm not going to send it back. I'll eat it and it'll be fine. But it's not. And like some people say like that it tastes like soap. It doesn't really taste like soap to me. It just tastes. It's like
I have heard that.
it's like bitter. I don't know. I don't like it. It just doesn't taste good to me.
It just tastes like nothing.
No, it tastes bad.
Oh.
It tastes like get this garbage out of my mouth. Scrape my tongue.
Honestly, I can't even think about the taste of cilantro, but I know, like, I don't know what it actually tastes like, but I know that I do put it on my tacos because somehow it makes it feel like it's a good taco with cilantro.
Yeah.
But it actually makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the taste is.
like you don't.
But
you-
still.
yeah. I just don't like it. It's not my fave.
For whatever reason, you guys could not hear me as Meredith gave her last hot take.
Oh,
I was screaming through my microphone. I am.
really?
I
No,
said,
couldn't hear you at all.
I
You
want to
weren't even on
unfriend
here.
you. I want to unfriend you as a friend in real life. I'm so angry at you. I use the words, you're
The
pissing me off.
cilantro one?
I've never been so upset with someone in my life as of right
It
now.
doesn't.
No.
It doesn't taste good to me.
You are disrespecting me. You are disrespecting my culture.
Shut
And I don't
up,
want to
shut
talk to you
up.
again.
Shut up. There is a group of people with that cilantro
'Kay.
just tastes bad to
Okay,
them. And
bye.
I'm one of them.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Go drink your frappe.
Imagine-
Okay.
She like
No, I don't
frappuccino
drink those
leaves.
anymore. I'm a grown up, and I
I'm
eat
a
my
grown
cilantro with my
woman.
tacos because what you put sour cream and cheese on your tacos, your cheddar
No, I
cheese.
just will have like onions on it. Like if I get a taco carne, and I'll say if I get like carne asada tacos and it comes with it in it, I'm gonna eat it, and it tastes fine. I just don't prefer
We
it.
need to move on, we just need to move on.
Okay. Do you have one more case?
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
Case, do you have another
fuming.
one?
Give me a few moments to settle in.
Okay, in the meantime, square shaped nails make me uncomfortable.
Yes.
Sorry about
it. If you are listening to this and you get a manicure and you still get square shaped nails,
How are you how are you doing life? That's my question.
are you doing?
I get if you like it, but like the rounded, I feel like a sane person. The square, I would feel like I'm getting caught in everything.
Yes.
You can't get your eye boogies because ow, you're
You have to
piercing
use, like,
your
the
eyeball.
corner?
How do you take out contacts? How do you do anything?
you're wrong.
Genuine question. They just make me uncomfortable. I don't like looking at them. I'm sorry.
No.
I
Kara,
don't
I'm
wanna see
so glad
Put
that you
those
broke
away.
you broke the ice with that because I was actually in a fit of fury, and you have brought me out. So thank you.
Good. You're welcome.
That was good.
So funny.
I have one.
Okay.
So my hot take is I am never going to fold the blanket that I use on my couch. It's a waste of time.
I like
I'm going to
that.
grab it again that next
Yeah.
night. So I'm not going to fold
Yeah.
it unless if I have like company or whatever, and even depending on the company, I'm not folding that stupid blanket because I'm
No.
going to grab it again in 5 seconds. I use it every
Yeah.
night. Stop making me fold my blanket and put it in the blanket basket.
Also,
And it feels better when it's not.
Yes.
folded.
Yes.
Like
The
I don't
couch-
want like
the couch looks so cozy with it sitting on it, and I can almost
Yes.
see like my imprint where I was, and like I want to be there
Yes.
again.
Right.
Yeah.
stop making me
Right.
have my house and like you can take a photo any second. Like
Yeah.
quit it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
folding my blanket.
I love that.
That's a
I'm
good
heated.
one.
I'm kind of mad.
Okay.
You're like, Bryce, maybe fold
we
my
gotta
blanket
stop
tonight.
there because Casey's gonna lose her mind if we do any more.
I was gonna be fine, Mare, and then you ruined my life.
Not the cilantro comment. Breaking
We're
up
all
this
allowed to
friendship.
like what we like.
Don't
You're
say
right.
stuff like that. Don't say stuff like that.
She's like, you can, but like, just don't like that.
Yeah. Close your
Keep it
ears.
to yourself.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Well-
Okay, I have one
Well,
final one. I
okay.
have one final
Okay.
one. Taylor Swift is overrated. Have a good
Okay.
night, everyone.
You said that just to get at me. So we're
yeah,
gonna be done.
you really did. Wait, I have an actual last one. I'm sorry, we keep
Also,
going.
that was
but
kind of real. Sorry, but it was. And to get at you.
We
It was
know
a
that.
it was
We're all
two
allowed
things
to
in
like
one.
what we like. It's fine.
See? Cilantro Taylor Swift. Okay. My last one is I don't believe there's love at first sight. There's only lust at first sight.
Ooh.
And I will stand on
Okay.
that. I've never
Okay.
heard of that. But I really don't think you can look at someone and be like, I am in love with you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking romantic.
So
I think you can only
what
look
do you
at someone.
what do you say Claire and Dale were then in The Bachelor, the one season that I've watched?
Oh my gosh. Wait, what?
She said
They're like not even together anymore.
I know.
Claire, that was
It was literally
Oh,
so long
she
ago.
yeah.
She's the older
Exactly
one.
why it didn't work out. I think she saw him. She thought he was hot. She wanted to be with him. She wanted to sleep with him. And now they're not together because she was like, it's love. And I know it is. No, baby. You looked at him and it was lust. And maybe that could turn into love eventually. But I believe wholeheartedly there's only lust at first
Yeah.
sight. And that's what I'm going to end
I
on
like that.
because I don't know. I feel like I've never heard that. And that randomly came to me today. And I'm like, I think I'm going to jot that
Wow.
in my little journal.
My little
'Cause
journal.
I believe it.
Yeah.
But if you do feel like you're opposite, great.
Why?
But I think
Tell us why.
Yeah.
you're lying.
And also
Yeah.
tell us why you think Mayor's wrong. Tell us why you think. Just tell us. Like, what do you think is going on?
Oh,
Mayor's gonna
my
punch me in the
gosh.
face. I'm
just
so
saying
glad
silent.
I live across
eyes
the
are
country from
piercing.
you, because I would actually be getting strangled right now.
No, I just am looking at you and with daggers. Except I can't see
I
you.
feel the
so.
daggers.
If daggers could kill,
Gosh.
It's okay. We're allowed to like what we like.
you can't just keep saying that though.
But it's the truth. It's okay.
If you want to, if you want to strangle me, I get it. I get
And
it.
on that note,
I will not be returning next week. This is my last episode. And on that note, send us an email. It's been foreverpod at
I'm actually
gmail.com.
crying. This is
Follow us on
chaotic.
Instagram. It's been
Yeah.
forever podcast.
Yep.
Also Facebook.
No, please just let us know who you are. Write us a story. And if you have another first date story that's crazy, maybe we'll read it next week if you want to write in. But we're just so thankful for you. Email us.
Yeah.
It's been foreverpod@gmail.com. Follow us everywhere. Because, please.
Because please.
Episodes drop every Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
But we love you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I
listening.
think I like this little life.
This little life. This little life.
Bye.
Okay, see you guys next week. Bye.
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 Bye.